What is up? What is up, my Facebook and YouTube family? This is your girl Stephanie, aka Edini Hastu Sapagba. Currently here doing readings, and I think I'm gonna switch up the zodiac signs to more of an element readings. So air, fire, earth, and water. So let's begin with air signs. All right, divine forces of unconditional love, light, peace, wealth, health, prosperity, and everything good, lovely, and wonderful. What do the air signs need to know for their highest good at this time? Please bring clear and accurate messages. I have like 3 different decks here. So, I think I'm just going to get all the cards out and then we'll get into the interpretations. All right. Well, yeah, maybe not all the cards. All right, so main character energy is the Six of Pentacles. Finding that balance. Earth signs, you're in the energy of just, the card says marital, material, material, and spiritual prosperity. So trying to find a balance in your 3D life and also your spiritual life. Getting balanced there. Excuse me. And then we have the Sun card, which is one of the happiest cards in the deck. So it looks as though that your life is balancing out, definitely in the financial area. But I feel it's balancing out in the financial area because of the spiritual work that you've been doing, right? Been doing the healing work that you need to do. Look at that spiritual strength. Wow, that's beautiful. The Nine of Wands. It's like, the Nine of Wands is that wounded warrior energy. So it's like, you've been through so much. Wow, look at that. And then the Ace of Cups comes out. So new beginning in love. Definitely self-love energy. You're learning to love yourself. It seems as though that you're bringing balance to yourself. You're finding that light within. Like I said, spirit with the spiritual strength card here. You're receiving blessings externally because of the work that you've done internally, and healing your heart chakra here with this Ace of Cups, this new beginning in love. This is just a new you, with this, with how you love yourself. Bottom of the deck, we have heartache and loss. Exactly. Like you've been through a lot of pain and hurt, but, you know, you've gotten balance in that. I think the main thing that was plaguing you was just the mentality of it, the mental aspect of the heartache and the loss. That is really what kind of held you back for a long time, maybe held you back from, seeking love, or, opening yourself up to be vulnerable. As I did look at a reading earlier today by one of my favorite tarot readers, and I can say that because she's always a stand up chick, and that's the House of Oshun. She's like, air signs, y'all giving me water vibes, and she said the vice versa for water signs. Like water signs are giving me air vibes. But I'm definitely feeling like air signs, you are tapping into that, um Excuse me. Excuse me again. Excuse me one more time. You're definitely tapping into your heart chakra, healing that heart chakra. Because, like we said, with the three of swords, it's that source is mental, right? The mental aspect of the heartbreak, heartache, and heart and loss. You know, that is what plagued. You know, a lot of you. We know that air signs get the rap, especially Aquarius, of being emotionally unavailable. However, you guys with the Six of Pentacles here have done the work to overcome that, you know. Um, wow. So, as we clarify this, the Sun card, the light, the healing, the enlightenment, um, look, the heart chakra comes out. Because it starts out with the throat chakra. And I'm like, okay, well, air signs are about communication and, you know, words and things like that. So, I wanted to get, you know, some more of the cards out to see where it was leading. And so I think that's probably where the balance is coming in. You know, you found that self love. And instead of thinking and speaking negatively in the area of love, saying, like, I don't want love, this is, you know, just not looking for love, like you just wasn't with it because it just hadn't been what you needed it to be in the past because of a lack of self-love. um, but you're finding yourself, like, again, by doing the internal work. And so, with, you know, we have the throat chakra, healing that, speaking positively about love. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is that overflowing of abundance, abundance coming in from spirit, new beginnings, and just abundance. And again, like I said, this is clarifying the Sun card. And then we have accelerated motion here. So you speaking positively because of the balance that is the overarching energy for this read, the balance that you are feeling within, and also with it, you know, showing itself without. You're seeing the improvement. You're seeing, um, you know, just your manifestation powers increasing because of this new self love and this spiritual growth that you've done. It's accelerating things. And then we have the Tower card, spirit, you know, that spirit intervention. You're and it's the Tower is falling that old way of, you know, looking at love from a negative standpoint. Spirit is breaking all of that down. And then we have the heart chakra, and then we have the wheel of fortune. Your destiny is tied to that heart chakra being open. And that is the reason why you're experiencing this Ace of Pentacles. That's the reason why you're experiencing this material and spiritual prosperity, is because you've changed your mind about love. And then we have the Two of Swords here. It says mental conflict. You're overcoming that mental conflict because, remember, it's clarifying the Sun card right here. You've healed that. You've found the enlightenment of the fact that your heartbreak and heartache and that negative connotation that you have to love is what was blocking your prosperity. You know, and so you went internally, spiritually, to get the spiritual strength that you need. It was all, you know, the Nine of Wands speak about, you know, going to battle and the wounded warrior. You've been hurt by heartache in the past. You've been, but, you know, you stay true. And that Nine of Wands is like, I'm bruised, I'm beaten up, but I still have fight left in me. And so with that last, I got fight left in me, you decided to turn things around, you know, and you did things differently. You know, decided to fight not mentally but spiritually, you know, and truly go within and be like, okay, why am I experiencing this over and over again? And we, you know, as you know, go on this spiritual journey, you find out that our external experiences are just projections of what's going on within us. And so it took, like the Nine of Wands, it took nine different relationships, perhaps, over and over going through the same thing. And, saying, okay, I'm not going to play the victim anymore. You found the strength to not play the victim anymore and do the work. And so the cards clarifying this Nine of Wands, we have the emotional loss card, the Five of Cups. And it's like, yeah, you experience loss after loss after loss when it comes to love. And then I guess, finally you were like, just cried out to your ancestors, cried out to God, and it's like, what's going on? I'm tired of suffering in silence, you know. And after the Five of Cups, we have the Patience card, um, which is a Temperance card, I believe. Um, and that spirit, I feel like for me, the Temperance card is represents your ancestors, and so they're even tired of you, tired of seeing you go through so much emotional loss. The next card out is the five. Is this the Five of Swords? No, the Six of Swords, and that's the moving on to calmer waters. You know, your ancestors saw with this change of mind that you had. Okay, they're ready. We can, they're ready. You know what I'm saying? And so they saw that you put in the work to no longer, you know, have this victim mentality. And they are helping you to move on to calmer waters. Then we have the Emperor card to call back, and it has authority on here to call back your power, to call back your authority. And then we have the Judgment card, which has truth on it. um, and you call back your authority by taking accountability, understanding that it was a lack of self-love within myself is what attracted, I was vibing low, so I was attracting low vibing things. You came to that understanding, and so now that you have that understanding, you know what not to do, and you changed. And then the last card is the Four of Pentacles, which says firm foundation. So you've created that firm foundation for yourself in doing the spiritual work that you were supposed to do. And as we get into our last row of cards, clarifying the Ace of Cups, it says love begins, right? So you're like you are, you see the truth. You saw what your obstacles were and what was blocking you. And you did the work. Nine of Wands, you did the work. You didn't just lay over and just succumb to the heartache and the loss and the emotional loss. You said no. You found out what was the issue and you fixed it, and you tapped into that unconditional love. And so you loving yourself, and in the energy of loving yourself, your intuition is on fleek, because we have the High Priestess card, we have the Strength card here, and it says power. You, again, like I said, you call back your power. And then we have the Three of Wands. No, that's the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. It says the waiting game here, you know. Um, and for me, that speaks of divine timing. And also, the Two of Wands generally for me speaks of either staying stagnant or moving forward, on your path, ascending to the next level. And that's what you did. You chose to not remain stuck in your old ways and doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You found out what the issue was. You fixed it. You began to love yourself, and as you love and joy is are the two of the highest vibrational energies there are. So you raised your vibration, and in you raising your vibration, you're going to attract things that are on that same vibration, right? Just like when you were in that low vibing energy, you're attracting low vibing, situations. Hence the reason why you're going through the same thing over and over, because you were vibrating low. But so after the waiting game, this divine timing, again, we have the financial immaterial changes. As you stepped into this new way of doing things, like I said, you're experiencing the financial immaterial changes. There's going to be prosperity. Like I said, prosperity coming. It says prosperity begins here. You're achieving that balance. Next card out is the crown chakra, because your crown chakra is in alignment. You're now on your spiritual path. You are now on your destiny, because like I said before, you know, your destiny was tied to the healing of your heart chakra. You didn't know that with the mental conflict here, but that's what life is about. It's about you going through the different experiences and exercising that free will to either keep doing the same thing over and over, or to go internally and to reflect on the situation and begin to take accountability and learn the lessons. You did that. And so now we have the suffering and silence, nine of swords, and then the seven of swords. With you doing that, you're now no longer suffering in silence, because that crown chakra is open. You're receiving the downloads from spirit. Like I said, love began. The Ace of Pentacles, the aces are gifts from spirit. So spirit is able to bless you now, because you don't have those distractions. You don't have those blockages that muddles how spirit tries to communicate with you. The lines are more open now. And so, no longer suffering in silence and no longer deceiving yourself. And the last card clarifying this is the Six of Wands. And that on this card it says victory and success, right? So you have achieved that victory and success, and that is the reason why you have this balance here. All right, so the oracle card that came out, we have the Seraph, yeah, Seraph of 963 hertz. Um, this is 21. 21 reduces to 3, which is expansion. You're expanding your horizons. So, um, it says practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. You found that, right? Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. If you don't know what that is, you're guided to experiment and explore. And that's where you are right now with the material and spiritual prosperity here. You're finding that joy because, again, you did the internal work. And so now you're able to truly experience life, truly like take in, your experiences more. Like when you eat, it's the taste is even more potent, and breathing is easier. Just everything is just lighter. You have that weight off of you, so you can really enjoy. It says connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal you. Will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. I don't have to say anything. It's just repeating what we've already said. So I'm just going to read through it. It says the seraphim are angelic beings of an extremely high vibration. They are angelic mystics in constant devotion and adoration of the divine. When we passionately fall in love with a divine face of luminous grace, whether it be a person who has entered our lives as if they have dropped straight from heaven onto earth, or we feed our heart awakening to new depths of love and meditation with our spirit guides, we are in harmony with the seraphim. When we go through a struggle and are somehow fortunate enough to recognize the protective and healing action of the divine grace intervening on our behalf, we can shift to such gratitude we just want to kiss the sky and sing a love song to the universe. Then we are in touch with our own inner seraphim. I think that's how you say it. Some egos project their narcissistic wounding and lack of romantic imagination onto spirit, concluding that the divine must must be rather vain if it wants to swarm if it wants swarms of angels flying about constantly singing its praises. They don't understand that the divine asks for our love so it can give of itself to us. When we feel love, when we are in love, our hearts are open and receptive. The divine isn't interested in praise for its own sake, but for what we can receive when our hearts are opened by it. I said that. I said I'm not gonna say nothing else, but it's just saying everything that I just said, right? When you have a beautiful experience, fall in love, enjoy the best meal of your life, see a film that awakens your mind, do you not want to tell others about it? Our world can seem a bleak and spiritually barren place. We need jubilant mystical hearts who know the secret of esoteric ecstasy and are divinely drunk in their celestial communion. We need to see them happily stumbling about as love-struck fools, startling our intellects with their brilliant ramblings, opening our hearts with their purposeful passions. We too, we too need such love and delight with the divine, so we cannot help but want to call forth a wondrous gratitude and declare our love from the rooftops for all to hear and feel. This oracle brings a message straight from the divine to you. Let me love you. The tone of 963 hertz unblocks the radiant luminosity of your light body. This body of light is the inner essence of your physical structure and yet is not constrained by it. Your light body is your internal interface between the spiritual plane and the physical plane. The material and spiritual prosperity card, right? Like, I can't. Let me stop because I still got a lot to read. It is where healing, sun card, bliss, sun card, and inspiration, the spiritual strength card, right? Flow unimpeded. And I say removing the blockages. Let me stop. Oh my gosh. Okay. The higher worlds transmit consciousness raising light codes directly into your body of light, affirming your original soul notes and preventing the ego from obscuring your spiritual light so that you can manifest your most authentic life path. This telepathy of light between spirit and your inner being gives rise to knowing without knowing how you know. I posted that the other day, not too long ago on Facebook. It's like knowing the unknown is what I posted, and I'm like, I know that went over a lot of people's heads, and I know they probably didn't understand, but it's this is just saying this too, and it's like some things I would post, and I'm like, man, this shit don't really make sense. It makes total sense to me, but I know just someone randomly reading it and be like, she's crazy. Like, what is she talking about? This is wow. Okay, it says this oracle guides you to trust inner knowledge, even if it doesn't always seem logical. And I'm a air sign rising, so this applies to me. Like I resonate with it, obviously. Wow, spirit is guiding you. The universe will provide ample resources to support you doing what you have come to this planet to do. There's no need to turn away from what your heart adores and every reason to embrace it with total trust. Connection with this tone plugs us into the inner intricacies of our ecstatic energy field, where we can partake of the miraculous medicine of love and light and be reminded that we can handle anything that comes our way with grace. Spiritual infusion, spiritual strength, right? Spiritual infusions of light and wisdom, such as those that travel on the 963 hertz frequency, are alchemical. They are able to distill value from any circumstance and transform it. This frequency is a cosmic particle accelerator, accelerated motion, right? Gosh, come on. Which facilitates graceful return to the loving wisdom and creative resourcefulness of spirit. Seraph of 963 hertz brings a message that the light and whatever it arouses in your heart and alights in your being with passionate gratitude and delicious hunger for more is powerful enough to capture, captivate, and heal you. Sun card, right? In doing so, it opens the way to manifestation. Praises to our generous, grateful, loving universe, the healing process. It says you may like to work with a journal for this exercise. And I was just saying the other day that I'm going to start back journaling. Anyway, you might like to work with a journal for this exercise. Contemplate and briefly describe several moments when you felt joy, gratitude, vitality, and aliveness. They may be everyday events or a special event or unusual occurrence. As you record your experiences, you might be able to open your heart with gratitude for those experiences. Ashe. Perhaps you can cultivate a feeling of wonder and appreciation for how marvelous life can be. Ashe. You might sense your life as precious. When you are ready, say the following out loud. May I connect with my own depth, sincerity, and gratitude for life. May my heart and its depth of love, capacity for awe, and appreciation of mystery be empowered and protected by the light. May I fall in love with the true beauty of my sacred life path. From the universal heart to my heart, to the hearts of all beings, may spiritual love and blessings flourish. You have completed your healing process. That's what I have for you guys. I hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all. And until next time, peace.